Hey guys, welcome to the show, Cerebral Stick Up. It's so great to have everybody here. Today we've got a very special guest. Please welcome Aisha Mian. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, I can hear
How you
you.
doing?
Good, you?
Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain. So you were busy today? I know.
Yeah, I was just out. It's Canada Day, so
It's what?
Canada Day.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy like what's going on. How are you holding up with like the virus and all that stuff going on?
Now most of the things have opened up over here,
Hmm.
so it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was quite difficult. Everything felt like a chore.
So where are you at?
I'm in Montreal, so that's Canada. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you know. Usually,
Yeah,
when
I
people
mean,
are in the
I
States,
know where Montreal is. I've been to Quebec, but never Montreal. So
okay, yeah, so it's in Quebec. And usually, I don't know, whenever I speak to somebody from the States, they're like, oh, Canada, it's just Canada.
yeah,
It's just one big country.
yeah. It's crazy how like Canada is nobody like really like you don't hear like a lot of like adjectives about Canada. People are like, oh, it's Canada, and that's kind of like where it ends. Did
Exactly.
so were you like born in Canada?
Yes, I was born in Montreal. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So are you like, have you visited other places and stuff like that? Or you just pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
stayed there?
I have. I've never been to the west coast of Canada,
Hmm.
but I've been to the States, Florida, New York,
Hmm.
Philly, like anything that's on the East Coast, I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toronto, Ontario.
You were saying like it was a little difficult initially when the virus hit. Like what was difficult about it for you personally?
Well, everything kind of was put on hold. So,
Hmm.
I thought like doing home workouts, everything would adjust. I was traveling a lot prior
Hmm.
to COVID, so I was already not, in my normal routine, which is really structured, going to the gym, eating,
Right.
um, coming back home, working full time. So when COVID did happen, um, yeah, working out at home, I didn't have, all the equipment, all the space in the
Hmm.
world. I just had like dumbbells, treadmill. So I did what I could, but obviously
Yeah.
it wasn't the same.
Right, right. No, of course. It's funny how that you say that because like I did the same thing. Like I just have like some plates at home, like some just little things. I've got like a Muay Thai bag that I do like cardio on and stuff like that. And then like when I went and I thought, oh, I'm doing all right. And then when I went back to the gym when they opened up, you could really like see the difference between like training at home and training at the gym.
Exactly.
Like it's just so different. It's first of all it you can get to the machines and the weights that you need faster, so
Yes.
within 45 minutes you could get like a really good workout. But at home it's different. Like for me, like I have to load like a lot of my dumbbells up, like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
exactly
it
same.
takes like 5-10 minutes just to get them ready to actually lift. So
Yeah, exactly. And my floors, they're like concrete, luckily, but I still want to, you have to set it all up. And it's not the same
so
vibe.
you're not gonna throw them down like you do at the gym?
No.
Do you throw weights at the gym?
Yes, I do. So you can't do that at home.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's so I don't know if you heard, like at least in the States, like they've been talking about like now having more like since things were opening up, there's more spikes in like the cases of the
Mhm.
virus. How is it in Canada? I know you said everything pretty much opened up.
Yeah. The spikes, I mean, right now everything has been pretty stable,
Hmm.
thankfully, but they
Yeah.
are worried about the second wave. They do say that since we're better prepared this time around, the second wave shouldn't be so bad.
Hmm.
So fingers crossed.
Right, right. I
But
was
nothing goes that
yeah.
down. Like,
I was like thinking, I was like, oh, what if the gym shut down again? So I went online and tried to find like more stuff for home, and it's like
oh my
it's
gosh.
still sold out. And the ones that
Yeah.
like for like a 45 like pound plate, you're gonna pay like it's almost like the plate's like weight is in gold because it's like so
Yeah,
expensive now.
yeah.
Is it that way there too?
Yes, it's yeah, finding dumbbells was like the hardest thing. We have like this I think you guys have like Facebook Marketplace, but we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
this website called Kijiji, and I
Okay.
was just lucky enough to find dumbbells that somebody was selling. Um,
Did you catch it early? Like, or was
yeah,
it
I
you
did.
did?
I caught it early, so I was like, nope, I'm buying those. I don't care how much they cost. Give them to me.
So like normally, like how do you train? Like if you were at the gym, or I guess now you are, like do you generally train heavier, or do you get like keep your like weights light and just do more reps?
Oh no, like my legs are so sore. I went back and I was even telling my friends, look, I didn't need to go that hard. Like I went back like as if it was normal. I didn't ease into anything. So yeah, I generally train really heavy. I
Hmm.
try to always beat my own records. Like I don't know, I
Gotcha.
love training more than competing.
So how
So
did you get into that? Like in just in general, like into fitness? Were your parents into it? Like where like somebody you knew
no.
got you into it?
No, no. Um, I guess I always knew there was better for me out there. I don't know. It's from such a really like a young age.
Hmm.
As soon as I turned 18, I just wanted to give myself a gift and I joined a gym. So I gave myself a whole year's membership. Um, and then when I was at the gym, a girl actually approached me and she's like, hey, you're like, you might want to consider doing this, like
Hmm.
in a show. And I was all hesitant. I was like, yeah, sure. And then she started giving me little tips and tricks here. I started looking up to her a little bit because she did do competitions herself, and it just took off from there.
So at what point, like when you started training and then you competed, like what was the length of time between those two
Oh,
things?
it was just 3 months.
Oh, okay. So you went very fast.
Yeah, 3 months into training, I did my first
Mhm.
show.
And what
Um,
division were you?
Bikini. I did
Bikini.
bikini. Yeah,
So what are you now in?
I'm in
Also
figure
bikini?
now.
Oh, you're in
No,
figure.
no,
Okay.
I'm in
Okay.
figure.
So what, like, why did you decide to move like into figure?
Um, well, when I was doing bikini, I found now the caliber and everything has changed.
Hmm.
They are more hard, I find.
Hmm.
At that time when I was doing it, they looked for a really soft, like really soft look, and just toned, uh, no visible striations. I guess it was a mixture of me trying to fit into a category
Hmm.
and me actually wanting to do figure as well, just because I loved the elegance, the grace
Hmm.
of it. I'm always, back and forth between the two divisions. I
Hmm.
still have love for bikini,
Right.
but once I did do figure, that's where I felt like I was at.
Well, I mean, now, like you said, it's kind of like I mean, bikini is so much harder now that it's like
Yeah,
you could like if you're in figure and you're not like at the top like level of hardness, like you're kind of at the bottom, you could definitely like jump into bikini and
exactly.
do well,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. You can always flip flop now. I know there's the new wellness division too. So
Hmm.
I think these things always change over time.
Yeah, and well, it does seem that like everybody like keeps getting bigger. Like that's, I mean,
Yeah,
that tends to be like I had other conversations with other competitors on the show, and everyone tends to agree that like everyone's getting bigger across the board,
yeah.
men and women. So like, in your opinion, do you think that's like a good thing, a bad thing? Like, what do you think about that in general?
Honestly, I kind of feel indifferent about it. I really do feel like they have, even though everybody is getting bigger, everybody, I mean, it's just leveling up now. The competition is just becoming
Hmm.
more fierce, I guess,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, no,
So
absolutely. Do you think that women are like losing their femininity, like as they get more muscular?
No, I don't find. I know it's not really mainstream, but bodybuilding is not mainstream.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point because it's like it was never mainstream, you know.
No,
So
it
yeah.
wasn't.
So so you started with bikini. Was it like your second competition that you went into figure, or
Yes,
did you did? So
exactly.
you just did
So
one, and then you went
I
straight into
did
figure.
one and then I went straight into figure. And that's where placed I placed first and I took the overall. So I placed first in my
Mhm.
class and I took the overall. When I was in bikini, I was third.
Mhm.
So I guess that was kind of like the confirmation, the
Mhm.
second. So instead of diving into my next show, I did realize, okay, 3 months is not enough for training and to do a show. So I took a whole year off and I did figure, and I was
Mhm.
like, all right, I can do this.
So yeah, I mean, if I guess if like you were third, and then you do figure and you come in like first, and then overall, like
Mhm.
that's you definitely fit into your class, the
Yeah,
class
that
that
was sort
you've
of the
been.
confirmation. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about like wellness? I know you mentioned wellness. A lot of what like women have been talking about. Everybody's been
Yeah.
talking about it. So do you think that's like something that you would want to kind of dive into?
I love that category. Honestly, I loved
Hmm.
it. I was actually, when I first started training, was obsessed with doing legs. Um, if I would do it, I don't know. I don't think so. For now,
Hmm.
it's a no. You never know what's going to happen
Right.
later. But I don't think the structure is a lot different,
Hmm.
and I want to see how it evolves. And I think everybody's really curious to see where it's going. So I think everybody's going to take a seat and see what happens before anybody
Yeah.
um gets the ideal wellness, like this is wellness.
Hmm. Well, I mean, the girl. I don't know if you got a chance to see who won the Arnold,
Yes, I
but
was there.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Hmm.
the Brazilian girl, that won it was. I mean, she to me that's wellness, But I
Yeah,
mean, of
she
course, you
looked
don't.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, they could change it. They could
Yeah,
change what they're
exactly.
looking for, but yeah, I mean, I imagine it'd be very difficult to beat her. So
Yeah, for sure. No, we definitely have a clear idea of what is wellness, but I think we got to give that category some time and
sure,
see who's
yeah.
who is wellness.
I mean, they've been kind of developing that category in like the Hispanic countries for
Hmm.
before,
For
before
a
it
long
came
time.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
So you say you were at the Arnold. So were you
Yes.
competing there, or were you just
No, no, no. I was just watching.
okay?
It was my first time going. Yeah.
So how did you? So this last Arnold, you were there
Yes.
because didn't they
In
cancel
March.
the expo and all that stuff?
Yeah. So they canceled it when I got there, actually.
Oh, I see. I see.
So everybody, everybody that did buy their tickets, they were there.
Mhm.
It's just that they canceled the expo. Uh, but we were still allowed to watch the show at the end. So I heard from people that have gone before that it's not the same. It wasn't the same, but I wouldn't know any better because it was my
That's your
first
first
time.
time. Yeah. So I went before, and it was like amazing. So it's been a few years, and I was like, no, I really want to go now. Me and my wife wanted to go, so I was
Hmm.
gonna fly out that Thursday,
Yeah,
and the same day I look on the on my phone, and
yeah.
it says Arnold like canceled, and I
Canceled.
was like,
Yes, yes.
oh great. It was just such a hit because I was looking forward to it so much, but that was initially when that whole corona thing started happening, and then of course everything started canceling right after that. We had another trip, it was
Hmm.
canceled. We were supposed to go to New York, that was canceled.
Canceled. Yeah,
And then it started a wave, like everything
yeah.
started getting shut
Exactly.
down.
Yeah.
So
When I came back from the Arnold, that's when I swear I went to the gym like once, and then the next day when I went back, it was shut down, and it had like this paper saying, "Sorry, due to COVID, we have
mhm.
been shut down." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
So now that the gyms are open, do you guys have like protocols? Like my gym, like you have to wear a mask, like there's like 6 feet apart, all that stuff. Like do you guys do the same thing?
Yeah, we do. They take your temperature. Well, every gym
Mhm,
is kind of different. It
mhm.
depends. But the one that I go to, they take your temperature and then they let you in or not. As for wearing a mask, it's been mandatory since today. So now
Okay.
you have to wear a mask
Yeah, we had the
when you go
same
out.
thing. We had the same thing.
Yeah,
It was like optional, and now like
yeah, exactly.
everywhere you have to do it now. So,
Yeah, so same here. So, and you have to have a towel. So just,
mhm.
we have to take extra precautions.
Right, right, yeah. That's so. Have you trained in a mask yet?
No.
No, it's different.
No.
It's definitely different. Like,
Every time I've gone though, there's only been like one or two people at the gym, luckily. So they weren't too strict as to what to do, but we'll
yeah.
see.
So this is the but like, have you ever heard of like the like what do they call like altitude training where they have those masks that
Yes.
restrict your breathing? Like
Hmm.
that's essentially what you're doing. You're
Pretty
like
much.
it's
Yeah.
hard for you to breathe in that, but it's like you get used to it. Like I
Yeah.
start
We're not only going to be bodybuilders, we're going to be MMA fighters too.
that that's it. That's it. You're gonna be ready to go to UFC after
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Yeah, it's but the part that gets difficult is for me personally. So I sweat a lot like when I train,
Mhm.
and those masks, the just the basic ones, they get so drenched that when you
Yeah.
breathe in, they like they like suck into your mouth. So then like you can't breathe at all.
Yeah.
It can get tough. So,
Yeah.
but
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'll let you know what happens.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if I don't hear from you, then I know
Pretty
you probably
much. Yeah.
passed out.
Probably.
So like now with being where you're at, like in the relative scheme of things as far as like your competition, um and with the way the world is, and some competitions are opening up, some not, like what are your
Mhm.
plans like for the future? Do you have like a set date where you think you're going to compete?
I was planning to compete this year in October, but I think that show has already been postponed to next year.
Okay.
So I'll probably pick it back up next year.
Mhm. Okay.
Everything has been to next year, and I'm just going to focus on improving.
Okay. So when
Yeah.
you say improving, do you so like for like a heavier bodybuilder or like
Hmm.
somebody with has like a lot of muscle, they will like use the off season to put on mass. Like how do you improve? Is that what
Same
you do?
thing. Yeah, same thing. So for me, the feedback that I've always gotten is I needed more size. Everything else is there. So generally, I'm just trying to put on more size overall. There's not like a particular body part that I focus on. I just
Mhm,
focus on bringing back an overall better package.
mhm. What's your, if you don't mind me asking, I hope this doesn't make you upset,
No.
but what's your like stage weight as opposed to your off season weight?
Oh, I'm about 20 pounds lighter on
Okay.
stage.
Okay.
So off season, the heaviest I have been. So I'm almost 5'1". So
You're what? I'm sorry. Couldn't hear you.
almost 5'1".
Almost 5'1". Ah,
Almost.
you don't seem that short in pictures. You must take good angles.
Very good. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just under
Uh,
5'1".
yeah.
So the heaviest I've been was 127.
Yeah.
And when I'm on stage, I'm around 115, 110.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, at 5'1", yeah, that's you
Yeah.
know, it's an illusion, the taller
It's an
you are,
illusion.
the more weight you can
Yes.
carry. So,
Yes.
how long does it usually take you to prep for a show?
Um, we'll start at 12 weeks. I've never done
Mhm.
anything longer than that. And even at 12 weeks, it's kind of just cleaning up the diet. So I'll still
Mhm.
get cheat meals. It's just I won't eat anything that's not on the plan. Because in the off season, I get away with a lot more.
Mhm.
Whereas when we start at 12 weeks, it's cleaning up the diet, sticking to it, one cheat meal a week, and then it gets more and more intense as we get closer to the show.
Do you do your own prep or someone help
No,
you prep?
I'm actually coached by Dave Palumbo. I'm not sure if you know him.
Actually, yeah, I know him
Yeah.
well. I was just talking to him a couple of days ago. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
when I first got into fitness, bodybuilding, like I was just absorbing a lot of information from a lot of
Yes.
different sources. And
Hmm.
Dave was like one of those main sources. And now pretty much if I go to any fitness bodybuilding source, he's it. That's like,
He's
he's
it. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, he's knowledgeable and he's realistic and so yeah, yeah, we know each other well actually. So, but
Good, good.
yeah,
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 no,
very
he's
cool.
known me for quite some time.
Hmm.
Um, he was my first coach, and he's been my coach ever since. I think it's maybe fourth year or fifth year that we're working together.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, he's definitely the way to go for sure.
yeah.
So like, does he usually keep your carbs in all the way through, like, or through the prep?
Yeah. So he doesn't. Everybody thinks he does like the keto diet, but
Yeah,
he doesn't do that for everybody. He does
sure.
keep carbs in, um, and then he'll gradually start cutting them.
Hmm. So do you get on with him like online? I know he's in Florida, so is it just online training that you're doing with him?
Yeah, so that's right.
Mhm.
Online training, everything is through email, text,
Right.
phone calls.
Right. What about like as far as working out, training with weights? Do you just do your own thing, or do you have somebody that helps you with that?
I actually recently hired a trainer to help me out to give me that extra push because I
Mhm.
was just doing my own thing before, and I just found that I needed to level it up.
Mhm.
So I hired a coach. His name is Greg
Mhm.
Helix. So he's local,
Mhm.
has a really good reputation here as well, has worked with a
Awesome.
lot of pros.
Awesome.
So I truly trust him.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. That, yeah. Sometimes like you can get, and I don't know if that's what you were experiencing, but I know I do. Like when I train by myself, I can get complacent like a little bit with my
Yes,
weights. Like I don't push myself as much,
exactly.
So
I think we all have the tendency of doing that. So, and I realized it, and I was like, I need somebody else.
yeah. Like what made you realize it? Was there like one particular moment that you remember, like where you were like, okay, this isn't working?
No, it wasn't one particular moment, but it was where I guess I just started getting bored of my workouts
Hmm.
and didn't see it as a challenge anymore. And I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
way too young to find bodybuilding easy right now. So yeah, that's when I realized I was like, why is this easy? I'm gonna go hire somebody. There's something I'm not doing right. So
Yeah, yeah. That no, I see your point. Like I used to get into those kind of spells myself, like where I would just be like, this is like kind of boring, like a little bit.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I hate thinking that way because like I love to train. So I'm like, why am I thinking this is boring? And inevitably it's because I'm not making it exciting. And the only way you can make it exciting is
Exactly.
by
Yeah.
being pushed. So
And having that extra person to push you
mhm,
really, it does wonders. I
mhm,
used to have training partners. They were great, but we kind of went our separate ways as well.
mhm.
So I was like, you know what? I need to have somebody there. I love training with people. I know a lot of people don't, but I do love training with somebody once in a while,
Mhm.
and then, doing my own thing other days. So I like to have that nice little balance.
Do you have a person or a friend that you train with now occasionally?
No, right now it's just my trainer and me.
Just your trainer
Yeah,
and you. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, like especially with everything, going on. It's like it's hard to like even have a partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
exactly. It's very true. Yeah.
and it's yeah, it's a difficult like time to for like fitness. Did you when this whole thing came about, did you kind of give up a little bit, or did you continue still like training? Because I know a lot of people were like, I'm just gonna wait it out,
I'm
and
just
it's like
gonna
I'm
wait
not
it
gonna
out.
do
Yeah.
anything.
In the beginning, I did start panicking. So I
Okay.
was like, oh my God, you know what? This thing it's gonna blow over in like 2 weeks. It's fine.
Mhm.
I won't do anything. And then as every day would just be worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should get some dumbbells and do something. So in the beginning, I did try my best to stick to my program. got really creative. And then towards the end, I will be honest, I did stop training. I did stop. And I was like, you know what, this is, if anything, I was losing weight,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
doing home workouts. So I just focused on more of the mental aspect. It did put a lot of things into perspective in that way as well. It forced me to take a break, look at everything. What do
Hmm.
I like doing? What I don't like doing? What's working? What's not working? And that this is exactly around the time where I was like, you know what? I need to hire a trainer. There's just
Hmm.
some things that I knew I could have done better as well. And I spent a lot of time with my family. I did other activities, hiking,
Hmm.
biking,
Hmm.
things that I would never do before. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a nice break that I have not gotten ever since I started competing, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and
It's
it was nice to take.
it's a good time to reflect too, like you
Yes,
said. It's because you don't get that opportunity. The one thing that I did notice, excuse me, the one thing
that's
that I
okay.
did notice was that people started to kind of like you said, like take the time to really reevaluate kind of where
Exactly.
they were. And, I mean, in general in life, but since this, we're talking about fitness and fitness as well. And just like you, you decided to get a trainer. Some people were like, maybe I need to go into another division. Maybe I need to,
Yeah,
lose muscle, gain more, whatever the case may
that's
be.
it. Yeah,
And they wouldn't have that opportunity because you're always so go, go, go.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
that's it. That's it. I had a really, really wonderful time reflecting.
mhm.
Um, it just helped in so many ways that it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I would have to
Mhm.
put it in that way.
Yeah, yeah. We just needed to go away completely now. You've had your reflection. Now we need
That's
to
it.
just
Now
go
I'm
away.
ready. It's
It's
true.
what's funny is that you mentioning biking and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna start mountain biking. That's what I'm gonna do.
Wow. Oh, that's too
Uh,
intense. I just bike around the neighborhood.
like with the bike with the basket on it, like and the bell, like
I should get that. But no, it's just a regular bike that I take
gotcha.
around.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll go with my
that's
family.
they bike as well with you.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I taught like my cousins how to bike. They're younger. So I was
Hmm.
like, oh, let me teach you how to bike ride.
Younger, like 8.
Like 5, 6, yeah.
Oh, I was like, not like 20. Like,
No, no, no.
no, that's funny. Yeah. And so anyway, I got this mountain bike um, and then I was like, I'm going to do it. And then the gyms opened up and I haven't touched it. And I was
Oh
like,
my
oh,
gosh.
I was like, it's sitting there. I need to do it. I need to take a day where one day a week where I just go and, do that. So,
Hmm. You
yeah.
should. It's a lot of fun. I just there was a lot of things that I didn't know about Montreal. We have like all these pretty
Hmm.
views to see. These
Yeah.
we have. I didn't even know we had a whale. We can go whale watching here, and
Oh,
I went whale watching.
yeah, it's funny how that is. Like you can be in an area and and not know anything about it. I used to work downtown. Like I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and
Yeah,
I used to work downtown, and that's like generally where people go to like hang out and do things. There's a lot of stuff to do there. But because I worked there, I did none of those things. I just went to
yeah,
work and came back.
exactly.
And so yeah, it definitely like changed people's lives completely. I noticed like
Hmm.
a lot more people like were running. I've never seen so many people run outside once the coronavirus hit. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even know people like there were that many people in my neighborhood. So,
so funny. Yeah, same. I didn't know there was so many things to do
yeah.
in this city.
How do your are your I should say your family, but is your family supportive like as far as your training and competitions and things of that nature?
I would say it's 50-50.
Hmm.
There are some people that are really, really supportive of it, and there are some that aren't. And the ones that aren't, I mean, we do butt heads a lot of the times, but I had came to terms with it a long time ago that this is something that's here to
Hmm.
stay. So, and I'm never gonna choose between something I love and somebody that I love. So
Yeah.
They're just gonna have to deal with it.
So, so what's their point like of contention with it?
Um, I guess they just have a hard time understanding why would somebody want to do this, especially as a female. I find they just don't get what what's the point of all this.
Mm-hmm.
They fail to understand the hard work and why we do what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and what gives us that motivation, that drive. It's just it's just something. I guess they're also from a different generation too.
I see. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's well, like my grandmother is like will always be like, "You're too big, like you're
yeah,
too big." But then I look at the men in her generation, and they were like, I mean, we would consider them to be like stick skinny, you know. So
yes,
because
exactly,
because people didn't you know they didn't work out back then like they do now.
exactly. Yeah. So she just there's they just they don't they don't see it the way we see it,
Yeah, yeah, for
and
sure.
and hope I guess it takes a little bit of time. Some people it took a little bit of time for them to understand
Mhm.
it, and then once they understood it, they were cool.
Mhm.
For others, there's just no changing their mind.
Yeah. 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 It's bodybuilding is one of those sports that are very like polarizing. It's like either you
Hmm.
love it or you don't. And
Exactly.
there's very few people that are like in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
It's
interesting.
you love it or you hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
time. It's never, oh, okay. It's
Hmm.
kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like basketball where people are like, "Well, I don't like basketball, but you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's okay." Like it's not that
Everybody knows Michael Jordan, right?
right.
Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think so? I guess like with the coronavirus happening, I'm trying to phrase this question right. Do you think that a competition level, this upcoming like I guess you could call it a season. I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to have the Olympia. It sounds like.
Mhm.
So, do you think the competition is going to like drop, or no?
For like the Olympia coming up in December.
For the Olympia and just competitors in general. I mean, but yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
um, honestly, I don't think so. I think the lineups will probably be more filled
You think
because
so?
everybody's been waiting, or at
Hmm.
least not maybe not this year, but next year
Hmm.
definitely the lineups are going to be packed. It's going to probably be the most competitive season
Yeah.
if we don't have a second wave.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I don't think it's gonna
Mm.
decrease at all.
I mean, I get where you're
Everybody's
coming
so
from.
eager to step on stage.
Right.
And to be honest, a lot of people they don't like the downtime. They don't they don't want to take a year off. They
Yeah.
want to get on stage. It's what
Yeah.
keeps them motivated, what keeps the, you know, fire inside of them.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that about not wanting the downtime. Like I do hear of people um like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna take a year off and build, or I'm gonna take this much time and build." Now, when I was younger, like in competing in athletics,
Hmm.
downtime was a bad time. Like you wanted to constantly be competing. Yeah, that's like that's
Yeah.
because I mean that's what you do. So it does take a certain amount of like mental fortitude to to say, okay, I'm not going to compete. I'm just going to try to get better and grow. Like,
Yeah.
did you have that issue? I know you said that for a year you like didn't compete, right? Is that
Hmm.
correct? And
That's
so
correct.
did you like were you anxious, or like did you feel like pretty comfortable where you were?
Yeah. Uh, I always take my time. I think just my coach has taught me that, and like just the way I started this whole thing, I want to be in it for the long run. So I
Hmm.
always have the bigger picture in mind. And I will say that yes, when I did take the year off and I stepped back on stage, I was definitely eager. I was excited. I wanted. I just wanted to show like I, I got this,
Hmm.
and um, so yeah, it did. I did have that eagerness in me.
Hmm.
I am taking another year off again,
Yeah.
and I always get that little itch. I want to start prepping. I want to start prepping, but I always keep the bigger picture in mind.
Yeah, I'm sure Dave will keeps you
Yeah,
motivated to do that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he's very meticulous about like about the way he like approaches, the competitions and just
hmm,
prep in general. So
yes,
a lot of like what he says and stuff I implement into my like diets and so forth. So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
he's never in a rush. He always, he's all about bring your best package on stage, no matter how long it takes.
hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Do you see yourself? I know we talked about like the wellness division. Do you see
Mhm.
yourself like stepping into another division? I know you're only almost 5'1",
Yeah.
but do you see do you see yourself going like to physique or anything like that? Or you think that's like not a possibility?
No, I'm really comfortable where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
I already find figure is challenging.
Hmm.
Um, I have a lot of room to grow in my category right now, and that's what I'm excited about, and that's what I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think for now, I would stick to figure. Yeah.
All right.
So I
Yeah.
don't see myself switching
Yeah,
anywhere
for sure. It would
for
be
now.
tough
Yeah,
too. I mean, like, I
it
just wanted
would.
to
Yeah.
ask you that, but at your height, it would be tough. That's
There's honestly very few people at my height. In bikini, I think Narman might be my height. She might be
uh
a little bit taller than
yeah.
me. So yeah, in my height, I don't think I haven't seen a figure competitor. They're always just a little bit taller than me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you view that as like so there's two schools of thought. Like
Yeah.
one is that like when you're shorter, you can put on more muscle, give illusion
Mhm.
of more muscle, whatever you want to call it. And then like but taller, like you're kind of you people are drawn to you as far as their eyes and stuff like that. So like
Mhm.
you see that as an advantage or a disadvantage of you being a little shorter than everybody else?
Personally, I've never seen it as a disadvantage.
Mhm.
Even though I am the shorter one, I kind of, when I do stand next to a taller person, I find that I am able to do fine. Like, I might be a little bit smaller,
Mhm.
sorry, size wise and stuff, but it all depends on your frame, your proportions, how you carry yourself, basically. So even if you're taller, doesn't necessarily mean that they have an advantage over you. As you said, when you saw my pictures, you never would have guessed
Yeah.
that I was
No,
barely
definitely
5'1".
not. Definitely not
So it's
five
on a,
one.
yeah, it's all an illusion. I always get like, oh, she must be like 5'4", 5'6".
That's what I was thinking. 5'4",
No,
something like that. 5'3", 5'4".
no, no.
But 5'3", 5'4" would be you'd be gigantic compared to what you are now, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely be.
But you
I
said it
don't fight.
wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, you said it wasn't. So it's funny because I was just actually about to wrap up the show. But hey, Aisha, so again, I want to just thank you for coming to the show and everything like that. We're very grateful to have you. If somebody wanted to contact you, whether it was just for like advice or any kind of collaboration or anything like
Mhm.
that, what would be the best way to reach you? I'm sorry. Go ahead and like plug your stuff in.
Yeah, you can always hit me up on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. It's Aisha and Fit, my handle. Just shoot me a DM, and I always look at everything. So I'll always reply. I think that's how we got in contact as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah,
Awesome.
I'll definitely reply back.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, hey, again, thanks so much for your time. I know you got a busy schedule. I wish you all the best in your competitions and I'll keep up with
Thank
you,
you.
throughout that time. So,
All right.
all
Thank
right.
you so
Take care.
much. You
Bye bye.
too. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you again for tuning in to the show and for listening to our episode with Aisha. If you like the show, if you like the episodes, just go ahead and like at the bottom and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.